Good morning to everyone here. And on behalf of Pastor Byron L. Broussard and the entire Love Center family, welcome to today's worship celebration. It is our prayer that what we experience today will lift us up and make us strong, and that we will see lives changed by the power of God. Please communicate with us by texting the words pray, love, or donate to 404-594-5717. We are taking this love to the whole world. God bless you and welcome home.
This has been Love Center News, keeping you informed.
These are the things that we are keeping in prayer this week at the Love Center.
This morning, time running out for TikTok fans. The app appears to be on track to be banned in the U.S. this Sunday. The Supreme Court yesterday passed up a chance to intervene, and Arkansas Senator Tom Cotton has now blocked an attempt by Democrats to postpone the ban, saying there will be no extensions, no concessions, and no compromises for TikTok.
Israel and Hamas have agreed to a deal that should bring an end to the war after 15 months of annihilating conflict and tens of thousands of deaths. The first part of the plan begins on Sunday, with around 30 Israeli hostages to be released while IDF troops withdraw from densely populated areas of Gaza. That will allow Palestinians to return to neighborhoods largely destroyed in the conflict so far.
To revamp Mall West, and according to our partners with the Atlanta Business Chronicle, after previous failed attempts, Mayor Andre Dickens says his administration is dedicated to creating affordable housing for the rundown 55-year-old mall. The $450 million Weston project will include new stores, medical centers, housing, student housing, and more. Dickens' administration promises to preserve 20,000 units within 8 years. The revamp is expected to start next year.
What happened is that some of our philosophers got off base. And one of the great problems of history is that the concepts of love and power have usually been contrasted as opposites, polar opposites. So that love is identified with a resignation of power and power with a denial of love. It was this misinterpretation that caused the philosopher Nietzsche, who was the philosopher of the will to power, to reject the Christian concept of love. It was the same misinterpretation which induced Christian theologians to reject Nietzsche's philosophy of the will to power in the name of the Christian idea of love. Now we got to get this thing right. What is needed is a realization that power without love is reckless and abusive, and that love without power is sentimental and anemic. Power at its best. Power at its best is love, implementing the demands of justice, and justice at its best is love correcting everything that stands against love.
In 1904, revival swept across Wales. God made himself known in a very special and personal way. After the revival, a Welshman ventured halfway across the world to India, and he trekked up the mountains towards a remote village in the east. He was told, "Go back. The tribe in that village are famously violent." But the Welshman ignored the warnings, because even these savage headhunters should have the opportunity to hear about the mercy of God. One tribesman and his family heard the gospel and received Jesus as their savior. The good news was too good to keep to themselves, and they shared the gospel with others in the tribe. The chief was very angry, and he had the tribesman and his family dragged before the village. "Stop following Jesus," the chief demanded. The tribesman replied, "No, I have decided to follow Jesus. I am not turning back. The chief was furious and killed the tribesman's children. Stop following Jesus, the chief insisted. The tribesman replied, though none go with me, I still will follow. No turning back. The chief showed no mercy, and he killed the tribesman's wife. Now you will stop following this Jesus, the chief said. The tribesman looked the chief in the eyes and replied, the cross before me, the world behind me. No turning back. The chief could not believe his ears, and he killed the tribesman. Jesus said, if a grain of wheat dies, it bears much fruit. And that day, many of the villagers who witnessed the persecution of that tribesman and his family also decided to follow Jesus. Even the chief himself became a follower of Jesus Christ. The tribesman's last words became the song of the village, and today it is sung all around the world. I have decided to follow Jesus.